Good morning, my happy are back. Here's the plan. According to the engineer, something completely new today. Something that is going to transform the house. Now, we're not 100% certain this can be done today. It is dependent upon a delivery that we've been told will come sometime before 10 o'clock this morning. It's the Philippines. Philippine time is a thing unto itself. You can't always rely on scheduled arrivals of stuff. But if it does come, oh boy, is it going to make a difference. What, apart from things not arriving, could possibly go wrong? No skim coat today. Well, there'll have to be a little bit. Erwin's here at the spa on this big window for the hot tub. I think we're about to get tiling along the outside at the top. At the moment, just filling in the holes. Frederick is taking a little bit of time off from tiling at the front of the house to put in the last remaining tiles here inside the sunroom. That will need, I'm guessing, parts of 2 tiles to do that, which is lucky because we have 2 tiles just here. Ernie is in the master bedroom, not skim coating. He's applying a little bit more paint, the brown paint down here, just on the edges of the PVC panel element of the ceiling inside here. Mr. Willie is about to start skim coat. A second level of skim coat on this window area in the master bedroom. Singing Rico, back to work on this area by the stairs. Now what do you think? Now it looks good, huh? Okay, maybe not quite still finished yet. On the north side of the house, and I'm afraid there is no getting away from skim coat just yet. So they're making a start here. We've got Oliver up top just chipping out a little bit of excess plaster where the window is. But we've got Richard, we did have Richard until a moment ago, and Manny are working on skim coat, assisted peering out the window by Erwin. This is the second time that I've filmed just here. The first time I did it, they had not put a light, so it was very, very dark. But inside, Mr. Rene, who was described this morning as bulgy, good looking in the local dialect, getting to work on floor tiles in here. So I would think there's a fair chance he'll get that finished today, unless he gets called out to deal with the new thing, which is possible. It's after lunch. We've just come back from a little shopping trip. Quite a big shopping trip, actually. And there's vehicles all over the place. There's some here, there's more at the other side of the house. What's it all about, you ask? I'll show you. Well, the delivery did not come at the pre-10 o'clock time that was proposed, but it's the Philippines. Cut them some slack. And I don't care, because it's here now. Windows. We have a whole host of people as well as vehicles putting windows in. The estimate I had from the builder a little while ago was that this would take 3 or maybe 4 days to put the windows in. But it looks like they're rattling through already. Windows! Come on! Tiles! Come on! More tiling at the front here. skim coat. Come on. Even skim coat, come on, give it a little cheer. Give a like to the skim coat. So we're now, well, I don't know, 70+% of the north side of the house is now skim coated. Windows, 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 as far as the eye can see. If that doesn't make today feel delicious, nothing can. We'll try and catch a bit of a look at some of these getting installed. I've got no idea how many guys we've got putting these windows in, but there's 5 just here. How many altogether? Absolutely no idea. Here we are, back at the hot tub, taking a little tiny break from windows. But look at this, tiling around the top. Not done, but a third or more done. Yay! The company that is putting these in is very cleverly named UPVC Windows and Doors. And I just spoke to the boss, Mr. Alan Velasquez here, and he said they specifically went for that name because when you search online for UPVC Windows and Doors, their name will come up first. Yeah. Clever. But we've got about 250 people here fitting these doors and windows now. So Alan, how many days to fit everything?
My commitment will be 2 to 3 weeks, sir.
2 to 3 weeks?
Yes, installed.
Okay.
Time starts when I made the actual measurement.
Okay, but now, from now until finishing?
I can put all the windows today.
Wow.
Because it's already all made, ready to install already. And I have 12 persons now with that.
You heard it here, guys. All be finished today. If not, we get a 72% discount. No, we don't get any discount. Because that's already quicker than I thought. So there you go. If you are looking for UPVC doors and windows in and around Magalang, well, Pampanga. Alan, how big is your area? You cover all Philippines?
Central Luzon, sir. Central Luzon, sir.
Central Luzon. So if you're in Central Luzon, look them up. They're on Facebook. These are UPVC windows. We did look at aluminum, which in fact was significantly less expensive. But the quality of aluminium windows here is said to be not very good. Hopefully the PVC versions are better. So these particular windows are mostly machine cut, and I'll try and show you a photograph of the machine they're cut on. But it's not entirely done by machine. There is a manual element to this. And you might be able to make out right on the corners, it's a bit of a rougher finish. So one of the guys is actually touching up these corner pieces right now so that it looks a lot smoother than that. Right, we'll try and follow one window being put in. Before we get to trying to follow an install, the material is produced by this company, if you can make it out, called Vignet, which is a Philippine company. It was apparently previously owned by a British guy, but on his passing he handed out quite a lot of shares in the company apparently to the local general manager. So he sounded like a good fella. And then the company we're dealing with cut the material to shape and create the windows. Before we get too carried away with windows, well, let's face it, I've already got carried away. They did finish these last couple of tiles. Frederick did finish these last couple of tiles in the sunroom. So here we got the outside frame, and they did a little test fit, and now it looks like a little bit of grinding just to get it perfect. While the guys are grinding over there, another few guys in the team are measuring out for the doors, the 2 doors that will be between the dining room and the hallway. and they've not been made yet, but what we're aiming for is to have what I think might be called pocket doors. But in essence, the doors will slide behind a false wall just here. So once they're open, in theory, the doors just disappear, you won't see them. That's the plan anyway. Right, quite a lot of grinding went on there. Time for another test fit. See if they can slide it in this time. So doing it from the outside in, which makes complete sense because the windowsill does have that slight gradient on it from inside to outside. So pulling it into place. I'm sure there'll be a bit of hammering and banging now. We'll leave them alone for a second. They are using a rubber-ended mallet just to hammer this back into the right place. Hopefully the material is strong enough to withstand those hammer blows and not leave a mark. I'm sure it is, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it this way. So this is looking at the same window from outside, and there has been quite a long conversation with the engineer and our foreman, Manny, about measurements on this. I think it was just a question of measuring exactly how far from inside to out the window should go. As far as I can tell, it looks like it's fairly flush with the outside wall. I'm not sure it is. It's not everywhere. Up in the top left corner, it's not quite. But maybe there's still a bit more adjustment to be done here. We'll stick with it. There is quite a difference at the moment in terms of the positioning of the frame. Here is the big picture window at the front of the main kitchen. And the frame is quite a way inside the outside edge of the window. Sorry about that. And we'll now have another look at that one they're working on right now. This one, at the moment, is almost right on the outside edge. It looks like they're fixing it into place. I'm not quite sure why we've got that difference. I'm going to go and ask. So, this window is in its final position, and it is almost flush at the moment with the outside wall. So, what they're doing is they're measuring so that it is 5 centimeters from the inside of the sill. And it seems that this wall, for whatever reason, doesn't have the same thickness on the outside of the window. So that will be adjusted by the build crew. They'll use skim coat. I guess maybe even here a little bit of plaster might be necessary to give us back roughly a 3 centimeter outside windowsill. That's the message I've got at the moment anyway. Okay, quick correction. The inside sill is 4 centimeters, not 5. And once they've got that in place, they screw it in. This is looking from inside the living room. Now, these windows do need a bit of a clean, but depending on how this comes out on the camera, from where I'm standing, there is a slight tint looking from inside to out, which is marvellous. It's just dulled the light a little tiny bit. We'll go outside and try it the other way around. This is the same window, looking from outside. So what do you see? Nothing. Doing exactly what we want it to do. When you're looking in, well, during daylight hours at least, you see nothing at all inside. It is a complete mirror. Now, we still have to deal with after dark when there are lights on inside. We can't really test that just yet. We don't have any lights that are fitted here. I wonder if maybe elsewhere we might be able to take a look at that, but I suspect it may not be till next week. There has been a slight change to the original declaration that this would all be done in the day. I think a slight misunderstanding. I think they're going to try and finish downstairs today. They will then be back tomorrow to carry on, and it may spill over into a third day. So it may not be till Monday, in fact, that this is all finished. But I've said that is completely okay with me. The other thing this does is once the upstairs windows are in, that then frees up the regular crew to start putting in the flooring material in all the bedrooms, which they couldn't do up to now because that flooring needs some protection. It may not be too long before you see what that means. There was a little bit more adjustment to this window before they started screwing it into place. So now we do have a very narrow piece of window ledge on the outside of the window itself. So that does need to be built up. There's very little ledge there. That's got to be, oh, I'd say a centimetre at most, I would think. Maybe 2. But definitely some build-up required just there. It's very nearly 4:30, which means that the regular crew are gone. They finished at 4 today. It's a Saturday. The Windows guys are not gone. Apparently they're going to keep pushing on until around about 6 o'clock tonight, which is, well, give or take about half an hour before the light starts to fail here. Before we go inside, it is that time of day, and it seems appropriate to paraphrase something that Charles Hill sent me. And by the way, Charles, now be still your beating heart. Charles's contribution is something similar to the following. What did the window say to the judge? I'm not guilty, Your Honour. I've been framed. Let's go inside. Here at the hot tub, not a massive amount of visible difference. A few more of the tiles around the top edge are now in. In the bathroom for the gym and spa, we're down to just a couple of tiles missing on the floor at this end, and then this will have been completely redone. At the front entrance, Frederick, with Elson's help, has extended a little bit higher up with the tiles, so there's one level left to go on this particular column. This is going to be several more days' work to get all of the columns around here tiled. Plus, down here on the right-hand edge of the porch, that's not yet tiled. The other side is. This was the other big focus for the regular crew today, getting the skim coat on the north side of the house. And they've got, I'd say almost 80% of it done. There's just this section up to our right, and then right at the far end, a little bit more of the upstairs, not yet covered. Well, there's not really anything else that I can see that's obvious upstairs, but this is obvious. Window frames all over the place. These guys really are cracking on. This was Sing and Rico's pet project for the day, and I have to say, I really don't know now what this is about. I know what the end product on the outside of the stairs should look like, but the specifics of these little pieces of wood and the filled in plaster, I don't know what that's for. I will find out pretty much when you do. So that's it for the regular day. We are going out this evening. I'm not going quite yet, so I will try and come back as late as I can while these guys are still here, and see if we can do a quick zoom around to see how far they get. But that is, oh, what a good day. It does make the whole house feel very, very different. And you know, we've only got a few pieces of glass in here so far. By the time they're done with this, it's going to change everything. So, win delicious, I think that has to be. Build delicious and win delicious. Anyway, we'll try and come back in a little bit and see how much more they can get finished. After those last few clips, the heavens opened. But any consummate professional continues in the face of typhoons, blistering sunshine, ridiculous rainfall. I'm not a professional, I'm just a bloke with a camera, so I gave up. This is tomorrow. There is no sign of the window crew coming back, and we're now almost at 1 o'clock, so I assume they won't be back till Monday. You can see, maybe over there, a little bit of preparation going on for a small party later on today. But we're here to look at window progress. So we'll have a quick whiz around and see how far they got. And we can start here at the back, where we've got all of the downstairs window frames except the one on the far right. All those frames are in. Only one actual window so far. Upstairs, we've got 1, 2, 3 out of 6 window frames in. The only actual glass is over on Jack's balcony, where the sliding door glass is in. On the south side, all 5 of the window frames are in, 2 with glass. On the north side, we've got 5 out of 8 of the frames in place. 3 at the moment have got the glass actually installed. At the front, and this is looking at the northeast corner, we've got all of the frames except one little tiny one, just kind of tucked away to the side there. And if you include the middle, we don't have that one in the middle yet. I'll show you the other side in just a moment. We've also got Sabrina's balcony doors are also installed. Lastly, here on the left side, as you're looking at the front, the southeast corner, if you like, all those frames are in. And we have glass, crucially for me, in the master bedroom for both the sliding doors and the main window there. And I'll show you what that looks like now from the inside. Here it is, looking out towards the front of the property from the master bedroom. So this glass, this one-way reflective glass, at the moment I'm really chuffed with it. It gives this quite nice, almost golden glow to everything outside. Doesn't block anything in any way. And as we saw earlier on, in daylight, pretty much completely reflective from the outside. It looks great. We do actually have a couple of the guys from the regular crew are in today, Oliver and Erwin. And they've been busy chipping out, drilling out where sliding doors will go in 2 locations. The first one here in the dining room, where, as I said, these doors, the idea is they'll just disappear into a false wall just here when they're open. And I'll show you the second one here at the sunroom. We've got this channel dug out. I'm not sure if John Ross has just run off because he doesn't want to be in the camera, but they've done this one as well. So I'm not sure yet how much of this wall will be doors. We asked for it to be as big as possible. I don't think it can extend the whole way. There's no way of having disappearing pocket doors here. So we're going to have to wait and see how large the builder can make these. I think predominantly glass doors and maybe even within a glass wall. That's not been finalised, so I need to check with him what's his plan. If it could be all glass, for me personally, I think that would be ideal. That's it then. Utterly, totally, completely windowlicious. Let's go with windowlicious. And of course that makes it build delicious. The appearance of the house is in the process of being totally transformed. And so far, for me at least, it's all for the good. I'm sure there'll be issues along the way, but and one of those is how we're going to deal with nighttime with lights on inside. I imagine it means we will have to end up buying a lot of shades or curtains. I think we'll try and avoid curtains as much as we can, probably, but shades almost certainly will be required in a lot of areas. That'll do us. Time for us to head off and prepare for our little party this evening. Hopefully, see you Monday.